We're going to spend the first segment of this pregame show just talking about this day, what it could have been. I want to start with you, Shaq, with your former teammate, Kobe Bryant, and what would have been birthday number 42.
Could have been me sending out a tweet, sending out a text, calling his mother to tell him make sure he get the text, calling his father, calling his sister. I got a picture in my house. I don't know who did it. I wish I could find out who did it. They did a Photoshop image of an old me and an old Kobe. It's right in my living room. I say we're probably in our 60s or 70s. I'm going to take a picture of that, and I'm going to bring it tomorrow. But, you know, I still can't believe it. But the world is doing a great job of keeping his memory and keeping his name alive. I see stuff on Instagram and on Snapchat every day about him. So definitely a legend, definitely would never be forgotten. But I would rather be saying something about him and him watching it and him sending in a tweet rather than talking about him not being here.
Charles?
2020 just sucks. This has been...
Tough year, man.
It's been a tough year with Commissioner Stern, Kobe, the pandemic. Man, 2020 has just been an awful year. You know, to lose a young man, a father, a husband at such a young age, and a beautiful daughter. And we talked to the guy on our podcast who lost his wife.
Matt Mauser.
Matt Mauser. And shout out to Matt Mauser. He's a single father of 3 now. And everybody else who was on the plane crash, thoughts to their families also. But, man, when you lose somebody like that, somebody who you grew up with. And I live in Philadelphia during the summer. I pass Laurel Marion High School 3 to 5 times a day, every time I leave my condo. And going back for the last 30 years, the first thing I thought about every day I drive by, that's where Kobe Bryant went to high school. I mean, I see it every day, 3 or 4 times a day, and I says, oh, Kobe went to high school there. And now for him not to be here, it's just sad.
Jet?
Yeah, echoed. You know, I think a lot of us, even contemporaries, didn't realize how much we actually admired him as a player and as a person until...
Oh, my goodness.
Yeah, until he actually passed away. And when he passed away, I think the energy of how much you really thought about him and acknowledged him as a player and as a father. And you say you pass Laurel Marion every day. I go by the Mamba Center, or used to be Mamba Center, now it's not the Mamba anymore, but the Mamba Center is where my AAU team Aim High practices. So I'd see pictures of him. We all get the sweatshirt, the Mamba mentality with Mamba shirts, and we all kind of, you know, think about him daily. So tragic day, but a reflective day as well.
You know what I'm thinking? I want to get to some thoughts about Kobe, but I heard you say that, and this is the kind of game Kobe would have loved to watch. The way these two teams competed, the Dallas Mavericks and the LA Clippers, and Luka Doncic just hit a bucket to win the game in overtime. It was the kind of effort down 21 and coming back to win he would have appreciated.
You think about earlier, was it this year or last year when Kobe was speaking to Luka during the game in his language?
Yeah.
And he looked over there, he says, Kobe Bryant speaking my language. This would have made Kobe proud.
Yeah. What I was thinking, and I've been doing a lot of thinking over the past 24 hours or so, about losing your life when he's 41 years old, he would have been 42 today. And I'm thinking about what else is out there in your later years, the kind of life I've lived, and I'm saying, I've been broadcaster for 20 years, TV for 20 years before I got to sit down with you guys and have the most fun in my life on TV well past the age of 42. I think about my wife, Cheryl, seeing her, you know, take up the banner in the fight against sex trafficking. That happened after 42. Being the best man at my son Eric's wedding, walking my daughter Maggie down the aisle, being able to hold grandkids. Shoot, I wrote a book that people read. I spoke at my alma mater's commencement. All these things that happened well after the age of 42. And I just sit here and I say, wow, if Kobe, with his vision and his drive and his mentality, what would the ensuing years have looked like and the impact he would have continued to make? That's what I've been thinking about the last 24 hours.
Yeah, but you have to also think about it like you think about Dr. Martin Luther King or somebody like that. What I mean by that is, it doesn't matter how long you live. It matters what you did with your life.
Yeah.
Like, Kobe Bryant ain't never gonna be forgotten. I don't, like you talking about all that stuff in the future. What he did when he was here, he ain't never gonna be forgotten. Same thing with Dr. King, Malcolm X, guys like that. Those people are iconic and always will be. So the lesson I would take from your message is, hey man, you gotta do what you do while you're here in this moment.
Right now,
every day.
In this moment. And in that Mamba mentality, be better today than you were yesterday. Mm-hmm. It is that day.